in the crypto industry. Let's say you want to insure me, and I say, okay, I'll put $1 million on this address. It's very easy for me to steal that money myself and claim I lost it, because all I have to do is just make a copy of the private key and use it somewhere else. It's very hard to prove I didn't steal it. So from an insurer point of view, how do you insure somebody and make sure they don't steal their own funds? So that's one of the difficulties that we have in the crypto industry. We have had this problem for quite a while. I don't know any solutions. So the third-party insurances are usually quite limited. They use a couple $100,000, a couple $1 million per, couple $100,000 per user. But we do have a separate insurance fund we set up ourselves. So yeah, that's the state of insurances in the crypto industry today. Not ideal, but we try to do our best. At the very beginning of metaverse, we have this word called metaverse, but we don't really have we have a few implementations that are somewhat good, but I think we're still at very early stages. Especially like when you talk about healthcare, right? You can imagine like there's so many things that you can, there's a few different levels of metaverses you can do with healthcare. Number one is remote consultation, right? You can talk to somebody like in high fidelity. For example, if you have a bruise on your arm, they should be able to look at it and say, what kind of bruise it is. If you have, I don't know, some allergy or some condition, they can look at it, they can remote diagnose. If you think about it a little bit further, you could actually use the metaverse to do even surgery remotely, right? So for example, you have to perform any type of surgery inside your body that could be a metaverse that's inside your body that they can produce they can do the operations on. So yeah, it has very interesting applications in real world applications that life-saving applications. So all of this is possible. We don't have it today, so it remains to be built. That's the opportunity. It may be too early to do that right away. We may have to wait for the metaverse technology to mature a bit more, but the possibilities are all there. So I think today, just the very, very beginning. This is why I'm always bullish about this industry, is there's so much that have not been built yet. We're just at the very, very beginning. Yeah. Very beginning stage of NFTs. Like today's, so far we've been mostly selling JPEGs and images, etc. There's some virtual goods in games, but there's a lot of real world applications, again, we can imagine that we don't have today. I think we're piloting NFT ticketing for sports events for Lazio in Italy. Now you can show your NFT and that's a ticket. If you think about tickets, it's on a specific day at a specific seat, that's an NFT. And even after you use it as a ticket, there could still be residual value. Like if it's a ticket used by some famous person, people may want to collect it. Collection is only one small part. Even also with sports clubs, they have huge problems on, say, merchandise, right? So a famous team here may have fans in other countries, in Asia, or there may be a lot of counterfeit merchandise that the teams don't get the benefit of people buying it. The fans are not supporting the teams when they want to. But what about if you can sell NFTs for those things and have people exchange those NFTs into merchandise? Then you know exactly, you can track that. We've spoken with artists, music artists, singers. They sell concert tickets at $150. We're very willing to change this. The artists will only sell the tickets through NFTs, and you can engineer the NFT so that the artists get a royalty, however many percent each time it's resold. Or especially each time if it's resold at a higher price. So the artists still get a percentage of the later sales. And this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the artists want to do this. Again, we don't have an application for it today. We haven't made it work yet, but it's totally conceivable. There's many, many, many other NFT use cases. I can go on forever, but today, the way I look at it, I look at this industry. It's like in 1990, we had the internet, we can send emails, we can use bulletin boards. I don't know how many of you guys are old enough to remember those. But we can envision video conferencing. We can envision teleconferencing. But guess what? The technology only started to work in the last few years. And even then, it doesn't work so well. Teleconference is still not as good as in person. So all of this are still yet to be built. We're in 1990s for the internet. There's still so much more to be built.
We will need 30 years to create an NFT utility very great, or?
It depends. It really depends.
Yes,
So,
that's complex.
yeah. So today we have the internet now, so information flows faster. Source me, but I'm not the right person. Um, I am a developer turning into an entrepreneur. I'm not a VC. I don't know how to. Oh, this is from you. Okay. Um, yeah, so don't talk to me. um, but I'm not a like I'm not a. So there's some VCs that claim that they can just get a feel for the person within 5 seconds. This guy's a great entrepreneur, etc. I don't have that feel. I can get a feel if the guy's a good developer within a few seconds, but not for other roles. So for me to understand a project, I have to look at I have to look at it in a lot of detail, talk to the founder, play with the product, and then follow the project for like a few months or even a few years to be able to understand it. And frankly, today I don't do that anymore. I don't have time. That takes a lot of time. I'm pretty busy with a bunch of other random stuff, mostly tweeting. Um, so. Uh, So yeah, so pitching projects to me doesn't work. I'm just not smart enough to judge projects. Whereas we do have a very strong team. Binance Labs have done really, really well in terms of investments, etc. So I think we're slightly over-selective. Twitter is the best way. Yeah, and then there are other private ways to do so. But I can't. If every method I publicize, I will lose that method because it gets spammed.
A less serious question right now from the user Crypto Anchors. How can I get a pair of Binance socks?
I think if you walk around the conference, you can probably get it from someone from Binance. So yeah, whoever asked that, we should ping Binance teams and just get one. We don't sell merchandise, so many people like try to buy Binance mercs. We specifically do not sell them. We give them away for free, so that we make them priceless. We give them to strong supporters in our community, and so if you're generally active in the community, it could be Twitter, it could be Telegram, it could be something else. If you're generally contributing, it's quite easy to get it. We need to do a lot of education. Conferences like this, working with universities, Binance Masterclass, in-person classroom settings, Binance Academy, online free content. Binance Academy is actually used by many government agencies. For example, the government of Portugal, on the government website in the education section about crypto, they use Binance Academy content with our permission, but our content is free anyway. So we're more than happy to push that. So there's a lot of education that's involved. I spend a lot of time meeting with senior leaders in governments, politicians, policymakers myself, meeting with them, etc. And I tweet quite a lot of them. I share quite a lot of my travel schedule, people I meet that are willing to share themselves. And when people see like, hey, this is a crypto guy meeting with the president of a country, that usually have a little bit of a spillover effect in the population. And we need to make our product easier to use so that normal people can use crypto products.